is a demonstration on how to use Alfresco Share. First thing we're going to do is log in. And when you log in, the first thing you see is your dashboard. This is where you can catch up on current events, notifications, tasks, workload, and other important information regarding your work or organizational activities. This dashboard is yours, and you can customize it how you want by selecting the gear icon. Here I can change the layout of my dashboard. I'm going to select the 3 columns, and I can also add the dashlets that I would like to see. Here are some of the out-of-the-box dashlets, but these can be customized, and you can also add new dashlets. So I'll just go ahead and add a few of these to my new column. And you can also get rid of dashlets from this as well by dragging it over to the trash can. I'm going to select OK. And now I have my 3 columns and my new dashlet. The next module here is the My Files. This is where you can keep your own documents that are not accessible to others. And then we have the Share Files. These are the exact opposite, where all of these files are shared with the entire organization. We also have different sites. So if you have a group or a project or a department that would like their own area in order to keep their own content and collaborate together on that topic, you can use a site for that. We'll go over sites more in a minute. Next up is the Tasks feature. Here you have my tasks and workflows that I've started. We're also going to go more over this in a minute. Next up is People. Here you can search for other users in the system and find out more information about them. You can also follow them in order to see the type of activities that they're doing. Next up is Admin Tools. Since I'm logged in as an administrator, I have an actual module here that I can use to manage the system. Here I can manage categories and tags. I can create custom content models or data models that can be used in this application. I can manage users and groups and any security models that you may have. I can do that here and much, much more. I can also change the look and feel of the UI. Next up, we're going to go over to the profile. Here you can see your own information and you can edit it. You can upload a photo. We'll go ahead and edit profile here. There's lots of information out of the box, and then you can save your changes. You can also see the sites that you're a part of and that you have access to. You can see the content. This is recently added and recently modified content, so if you know you recently worked on something, you can find it fairly quickly here. You can see the users that you're following and manage them, and you can see who's following you. You can change your password from here if you want to use the application this way. Some users actually use other methods of doing so. You can also see your notifications. And another feature I want to show you is the trash can. Here you can actually recover content that you've deleted before, or you can also empty your trash can here. And you can set it up so that it empties on a certain rotation as well. Up next is the search feature. This search will search the whole system for content that I have permissions to see. As you can see, it's already suggesting certain things that I might be looking for, including a site called Patent Management. I'm going to go ahead and select Enter. And now we have my search results. Alfresco uses full text indexing, so it will search the words inside the documents for my criteria. I can sort the list by relevance. We've got name, title, description, offer, things like that. Or I can change my layout if I want to see things in a different view. Over here we have the search facets. This is a way that I can sort and filter down to the exact things that I am looking for. So if I wanted to sort it by creation or size, modified, etc., I can filter down to find something more specific. These are just the out-of-the-box options. However, you can customize them if you want to change them to things like projects or clients or categories or whatever makes sense to help you find certain groups of information that you're looking for on the search. There's also another feature where if I wanted to have an advanced search, I just have to click the little icon here and select Advanced Search. This allows me to get more in detail on the exact keywords or name or title of the document that I'm looking for. All right, so we'll go ahead and add in patent and see what comes up. All right, so here's our document. You can see when it was modified and by whom, the size, the site that it's in currently, and the folder that it's in currently. You also have actions that you can do: download, view, copy, move, edit, delete, start a workflow, etc. And what is shown here can also be customized. So we'll go ahead and open up our document. Now what it's done is it's taken us to where this document is. It's within this folder on this site. So you can always tell what the breadcrumb is from up here. Gives you certain information about it. You can favorite it, like it, comment, share. You can zoom in, zoom out, view the pages, scroll down. You also have lots of actions that you can do on the right-hand side. Editing, moving, very similar to the ones that we discussed over in search. There's a little bit more here though. Change the type. You can also declare it as a record, which will send it over to the Records Management module, which I can show you at the end of this video. You can put security markings on it as well. You can see tags and other custom properties here, the out-of-the-box properties, any workflows that it would be a part of, and the version history is also shown here as well. So now that you've seen the document, what we can do is we can go over to the folder by clicking this breadcrumb right here, and now you can see what's inside this folder. So this is the site. We're going to go ahead and go to the site dashboard so that we can go into sites more specifically. The dashboard, very similar to what I was showing you earlier in this video, the dashboard is customizable. You can have certain columns and you can have certain dashlets that you would like to see here for the purposes of this site. So this site is the patent management site, and the collaboration regarding patent management is going to be done here at this site, for example. And the site has document library, and it also has site members. So the document library is where all of the documents are kept, which we'll go over more in a minute. And then the site members are the people who are a part of this site. As you can see, we've got two people on this site. We have a collaborator and a manager. The collaborator is able to add content to the site and edit the site, but if they need to have less activities, we can bump them down to either contributor or consumer, or if we need to up them to a manager, you can change them straight from this area. You can also remove users from the site as well. Getting back to the document library, this is where all the content is held, where people will be collaborating on their content. You can add and upload and create new folders here in this structure. You can also search and filter out what you're looking for specifically with some of the options on the left-hand side. For instance, you can look at all of the documents or documents that you're editing. Maybe you want to look at your favorite documents, things that were synced, etc. You can also browse through the library here by selecting the different folders. You can also sort the library using custom categories or tags. Adding content is very easy. You can just use the upload feature and select the files that you would like to upload. Or you can just drag and drop. You can also create directly to this folder by adding plain text, HTML, or maybe a template. There are other features, including being able to select the documents and then what you can do with the documents after you've selected them. Another thing I wanted to show you was the behind the scenes for this folder. Folders have unique metadata as well. They have a type. You can also manage the rules or edit the properties for this particular folder. You can also download this whole folder as a zip or move it, delete it, etc. One key feature is to manage the rules. For instance, this particular folder can have a lot of rules set on it. So far it only has one, and that is to automatically add metadata. So here we have automatically adding a category and automatically adding an aspect, which is a chunk of metadata, so certain properties that were created. And it also has the ability to set a certain date value for each set of properties that you'd like to add for any content coming into this folder. So it's set out to be 3 months out from the date that it was ingested into this folder. Another key feature to the folder is to manage the permissions. Right now, it is being inherited, and you can see all of the permissions that are being set on this folder, so you know who has access to this folder at any time. Next, I would like to take you to the tasks. Here you can see the task list that I have. These are the actions that I need to do. You can see the tasks that I have active or the ones that I have completed. You can also see when they're due, the next 7 days, or if they're overdue. You can also customize this if you have specific requirements. You can see the different priorities, high, medium, or low, and if they're assigned to me or unassigned. We'll go ahead and open up this task, and I can see the information that was given to me. I need to verify something that has been completed, and I can either say that it's in progress, on hold, canceled, etc. And I can complete my task. Now that I've completed my task, I can see them in the completed section and still look at them for reference. Next, I want to show you workflows that I've started. I sent out a workflow for a review, and this gives me the information of where my workflow is at and who has it. Most recent completed task information on this workflow, the details and general information, the different attachments, and the current tasks and where they're at and their status. This also gives me a full history, so everyone that has completed a task and every action that has been done on this workflow will show here on the workflow. I can also see a process diagram to show me exactly where the step is in the workflow. This is a very simple workflow, so it could get a little complex, so it can be nice to see exactly which step that you're in. This information here can be customized for you. This is just the out-of-the-box information, but if you wanted something that's more specific to a docket or a case, you can actually have different types of workflows for different types of things, and they can be customized. Now I want to show you how to get your own workflow started. These are some of the out-of-the-box options, but if you do the process module, you are able to create your own types of workflows. So we're just going to pick a review and approve for a whole group. I can add my message. I can give it a due date, a priority, add the group that needs to review it, required percentage, I'm going to say 100% from this particular group. I'm going to add my items. And I'm going to start the workflow. And that's all I have for the tasking. The last thing I wanted to show you was the records management site. When documents are declared as records, they come to the records management site. This is where you can apply all of your records management policies. There's a file plan that can set you up with every disposition schedule you need for your company. And you can also search for records, get reports on records, and destroy records or transfer records. You can also place records on hold. And that concludes my video. Please stay tuned for the next video.